It really is the God of the universe saying, I love and see these people that need something more than they're getting, and I'm going to provide it, and I choose you, you, and you. I became a widow in 2011 and knew God was writing a new chapter of my life. Didn't know what that was, but I felt like God was just asking something more of me as I entered into later life. I was able to retire in 2017 as a teacher in education, and from there I went into supports coordination, and it's basically coordinating services for adults with disabilities across the county. And while doing that job, I started looking into housing. And during my, this was maybe third year of doing supports coordination, I ran into a former student of mine's mom who asked me if I wanted to come and see her daughter, who when I had her, she was 13 and now she was 36. And she was living at a home or a community of homes out in Holland. And when I visited her, I actually ran into another student of mine who was 13, 14 in middle school, and now he's like 31. And I had a student, former students sitting on each side of me, and they had this praise service. And when we were just singing praises to Jesus, I felt God doing something in my heart. And here I'm like almost 60 thinking, well, no, I'm too old for anything new, anything, I just, I kind of doubted the pull for a couple months, and I just kept praying, saying, God, is this what you want me to do? Is this just me being me? Is it really something that, I can do at my age? And if so, show me the way. And so I started just kind of visiting different places, in the process, just praying all along. And I was praying for 40 acres, and then a friend of mine, Sarah Bovin, she came up to me at the gym and said, we just purchased 23 acres, my husband and I, here in Rockford, and we're thinking about doing housing, and thought you might be interested. And at that point, I just knew God had given me clarity on what the calling was. And I says, I think God's been telling me I need to be doing something, and this might be it. And so her and her husband and myself, we met at this home that is currently our Homes Giving Hope first women's home on 23 acres. We met there December 19th, 2019, and we just knew God had called us to something, and we didn't really know what that looked like, but we knew it was a calling. We knew that He would continue to provide and bring the right people, bring the right resources. It's just humbling, to know that God can wrap up everything that you've gone through in life and put it into this package that can offer back to others. We provide housing for adults with unique abilities, who have a good level of independence, who generally are still living at their parents' home and haven't had the opportunity to get out on their own and be in community with other people and developing independent skills. I had heard a statement along the way that God doesn't, call the equipped, He equips the called. And so it felt very applicable to my situation, because no idea about how to run a nonprofit, let alone develop a nonprofit. It was just a whole new territory. But what I did know and what I was passionate about was people with disabilities and their desire to be a part of life just like everyone else's, and also their desire to be a part of a community where they felt accepted and felt understood and felt connected. He really does care about the details of our lives. And it's so easy, I think, for people when they get lost in their story to think God is no longer there. He's not attentive. He doesn't, doesn't care, maybe, in a sense, but He really does. And I think this calling just, in a beautiful way, just has opened up my view of God.